What does that do? What pet do you recommend for marksman? For sure, the only pets that I use, you can see right here, are the crane for like melee cleaves. If they have melee, like let's say it's enhanced warrior turbo cleave, always the crane because of that sleep, that extra sleep on the off DPS. I usually always use it on the off DPS unless if there's like a kill opportunity and no outs and we need that last CC to get killed. It's situational, but yeah, melee cleaves, crane, and if it's caster cleaves, always use the goat or the fox. The goat and the fox, the same. They're the same debuff. It's an AOE caster debuff, which slows all casting. I don't know what's the range, but I don't even see it. Oh, right there. Everything in 10 yards gets decreased by 25% for 12 seconds, and it's up all the time. Actually, a lot of people, like, you'll see Jamili, if you ever watch Jamili stream, he's always complaining about goats. That's why. Goats are pretty insane right now against casters. Usually if I see, like, even against mage rogue, I'll usually use goat. Or if there's like an Ellie or anything that casts, like if there's a Destro lock that casts chaos bolts, if you use goat against those chaos bolts, because it's really easy to win against Destro locks as long as you stop their chaos bolts. If you don't stop their chaos bolts, you're gonna flop. But that goat makes their casting time retarded long for chaos bolts. Goats are pretty good. Goat and crane. That's all I use at the moment, because if I was playing BM though, I'd actually, the shell spider and goat would be my choice. Why Jamili look like a sloth though? I don't know. You don't know how much that all helps. I have so much to learn. Yeah, it's all good, Stunner. I'm still learning too. This is just what I've learned in the past like 5 months that I've played Hunter. And yeah, I'm still like, once you learn that though, like this is just the first part. Oh, key bindings are also really important, guys. I changed my key bindings actually 4 times on this Hunter. 4 times until I got it where I felt comfortable. Key bindings are one of the most important things in arenas if you want to ever get really good. By far, just play around with it. It sucks. Everybody hates it, but you will. By far, it's one of the best things you can ever do to get good. If you're clicking, there's no way you're really ever going to get super high rated. And bad key bindings, like if it's difficult to, if you notice yourself missing stuff or whatever because it's hard, definitely think about changing them. I changed 4 times my keybinds to get them until I felt comfortable. I feel really comfortable with them now, and it's worth the effort if you want to get serious about arenas. Figure out what's comfortable, and then that way, like I have 690s, which is retarded, but all of my, like, all classes have similar things. Like they all have their CCs and they all have their defensives and they all have their main kill abilities. So by doing that and setting it up comfortably, you can really transition from any character and have it similar. Like all my characters are very similar when I set them up keybinding wise. Well, actually my keybinds are always the same for any character, but yeah, I'll have like my offensives for F and F1 or Shift F and Shift F. Those are my damaging abilities for every character. And then like my silencing and CC is usually always R and T, sometimes E, and even W, because it's all in the same row too. It just makes it easier to transition. But it's really important. And then the last thing you're gonna have to learn, there's a lot to learn to get really good at arenas. Well, it's not even the last thing, but another really important thing is knowing the abilities of every other class. That's why I like to play a lot of classes. Like I have 690s and I have like 385s. The reason why I do that is so that I can actually play them myself and see what their main abilities are. So I know, like, if a rogue shadow dances and stuff, he's obviously trying to kill. So then I know, like, instantly, if I don't have sack, I can deter it and negate their entire damage. And like obviously warrior recklessness, you just disarm it, or any way you can stop their main cooldowns. By knowing their main cooldowns, you know when you can kite and when to get away so you don't get instantly killed. And also you know when they don't have outs. Like if you if a chamois sham rages or whatever it's called, shamanistic rage, yeah, that's what it's called. That's basically the same as sack for me. So when they do that, and if they trinket, it's a really good time to kill them because they don't really have any more survivability things left. Trinket is like the most important thing to get out of anybody you're trying to kill, and knowing the timing. Gladius helps you with that though, with the timer on their trinkets. But yeah, a lot of times like if I seen a hunter sack himself, he can't be critted. So if I seen him sack himself, I would not use my cooldowns because that just wouldn't make any sense. If I use my big cooldowns into a sack, that would just be, it wouldn't be good. But if I see him use sack, then I know, okay, he has sack. Once that sack drops, you guys can land a CC on the healer or whatever, and then go big damage. And a lot of times, for sure, get a deterrence after that if you can land that CC. But right now, what I'm learning, this is all the stuff that I've learned so far in my 5-month journey so far of Hunter. But next is positioning. I've always played melee, so positioning is like the hardest thing for anybody to master in arenas. For me too, like I'm usually, like I said, I played melee ever since vanilla. I played rogue, warrior, and then DK, which is all melee until 5 months ago. I finally started playing, like I played a LE2 now, and the positioning is totally different for casters and stuff compared to melee. And that's why a lot of times my positioning is kind of bad as a hunter, and you'll see Mirrodin get really mad because I'm playing more like I would if I was melee. I just don't know positioning that well on hunter yet, but positioning is super important, especially for like healers too. Being able to line like polys and stuff. Like you'll see a lot of people that are healing, they'll be going in and out to cast their heals like this. So that way, like if there's a mage out here or whatever and he's casting poly, you just simply go over here and it'll line it and they can't get it. So that way it saves you guys from using your defensives. And for hunter, I just need to learn, like I said, I don't even know yet. I know I gotta kite the best I can and like drop explosive traps and slow them with concussive shots every time I can when I'm getting trained. And then a lot of times like warriors will push in really far at lower ratings, I should say. High ratings they won't be that dumb, but like if their healer was way out here and the warrior was on me, what I need to do is bring him behind the pillar and then like scatter trap him back there full, and then come out, and he'll have to sit there for 8 seconds doing absolutely nothing. Can't peel, can't do nothing unless if he trinkets, or if his healer comes in, which if his healer tries to push in to dispel it, his healer brings himself out for a CC chain, which puts them in a bad spot. But yeah, positioning is super hard to master.